Again, my name is Christerpher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader, advisor, and business coach. I help investors and organizations improve operational excellence. I help with due diligence processes, and I work with entrepreneurs so that they have more of a CEO mindset. So from hustler to CEO. And currently I make content on finding the business principles and the current topics and trendy topics that are going on out there. And I like to talk a lot about sports mostly. And in this video, I want to talk about the viewership in the WNBA over the WNBA All-Star Weekend. This is a point of discussion across the board, but I want to talk about it and find the business principles out of them. And so here we go. We have ESPN, ABC, and Disney score historic viewership for 2025 WNBA All-Star events. Friday, July 18, ESPN airs most watched WNBA skills and three-point contests ever. 89% increase from last year's, average 1.3 million viewers. And I think that's great for the league. Most viewed program across all of TV and primetime along people under 35, adults 18 to 34, and females 18 to 34. So the fact that they have these numbers is great. They know who to market to. And so this is the first business principle that I want to talk about is knowing your audience, knowing your target audience. And my job in the military for 17 years was psychological operations. And psychological operations, part of the doctrine of PSYOP is understanding your target audience. Understanding the target audience so much that you can influence their behavior, their thoughts in a way that they don't even notice it. And so, we don't do this, against U.S. citizens. We do it against enemies. And so when you look at the target audience for the WNBA, this is who they want to target. And so knowing that's who they want to target, they could do some research and understand how do they consume content. What are some of the, as adults under 35, what are the things that they like doing? And how can you interject the WNBA and women's basketball and sports into the normal day things that they enjoy doing? Females between 18 and 34, what are the life things that they're going through at that age? And when you can interject, how can you use the players that are in the same age group to influence and to inspire those women, those females in that age group? So that's the first thing is, as a business leader, how do you understand your target audience? Do you keep track of your customers and what they're about? Is there a certain age group? Gender? Do they fall into a certain socioeconomic demographic? Do you understand this psychographics? Do you understand what they do on Friday nights? Do you understand what they do on weekends? Do they have children? How many children? Do they stay in what areas of the city that you make your content for? Or your customers online? Do they watch content on TVs or tablet or phone? Like, these are questions to ask to better position yourself, your product and service, so that you can generate more revenue and ultimately profits. So the second thing here, in terms of, this is the one that is, unique. It says 2.2 million average viewers. It's 158% increase versus 2023 WNBA All-Star Game. And at the bottom, where is not as noticeable, but it says second most watched WNBA All-Star Game ever, behind 2024. And we know that's where Caitlin Clark played against Team USA. So Team Caitlin played against Team USA. There was some controversy there about Caitlin Clark not being part of the USA team. So there's a lot there. So the second principle is that, when it comes to metrics, when it comes to business analytics, how do you present what metrics illustrate success for your business? Two, how can you communicate maybe something that's not, is not where you want to be, is not a win, without saying it's a failure? Maybe you need to do this for banks. Maybe you need to do this for investors. Maybe you creatively use data in a way that makes your business look a lot better. And so there's a fine line between being unethical but being creative so that you can get the resources you need to get to the next level. And so here, 2024 is when Caitlin Clark played. Of course, Caitlin Clark didn't play this year due to her injury. And maybe I might talk about, Caitlin Clark's injury at another time, but I thought it was very unique. I thought it was some business principles here, but how can you promote your business in the same way? How can you use social media to put out the key metrics that you're doing? Maybe you don't get into, the nitty gritty of your financials, but what are some of the metrics that are important to you that mean success? How can you be transparent with what you're doing in your organization to promote your business, to promote what you're doing, to separate yourself from your competition? So again, that's all I have. My name is Christerpher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader and advisor and business coach. Connect with me on LinkedIn at ccoleman144, Instagram and X at ccolemanbiz. It's been real. It's been fun. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.